Thoughts on that one, everybody out there? Jump in the comments, let us know. I want to make sure I've got all the comments on so I can see everything that you guys are saying. Interested to see. Oh, there's been loads of comments so far. Thanks everybody for jumping in. Missed a couple of lives recently. I was over there in the Gallagher with the kids for the cup game at the weekend. I didn't make it down for the semi-final, unfortunately. But we're back. And we're back talking all things Newcastle United. And after I'm interested in what everyone else thinks about that one. The way I describe it would be the amount of times that Newcastle United have been to places, other grounds, and haven't done badly, but have turned out really getting battered in the scoreline. And you walk away going, God, them lot didn't even have to play well to beat with the day. It was a bit like that, wasn't it? But Newcastle United were the other team. Newcastle United didn't really. It wasn't vintage. It was scrappy. Alexander Isak didn't know but run into players. His touch wasn't quite there. He's went and scored twice and put another one on. He's got another assist. And this is kind of what I'm getting at. Maybe I'm not. I speak a lot of words. Maybe I'm not really putting all my words together properly this time. For me, this one was very much. This is what good teams do, don't they? You can go to an away ground against a good team and they'll beat you without really having to break a massive amount of sweat. And you walk away from it going, you know what, if we'd actually brought our A game today, we could have got something, and it was cut off. But they didn't. They got beat 3-0. And that's probably why they're in the bottom three, or very close to it. I need to look at the league table. And Newcastle United are where they are. It's just one of those things. It's a natural pecking order, as you would say, and it's nice now that after all of those years, Newcastle United are on the right side of that, and they're the team walking away from it going, didn't really perform anywhere near their best of their abilities today. What was the scoreline? 1-3-0. Can't complain. I'm certainly not complaining. Alexander Isak wrote his own little bit of history today. Joe Willock had done it under Steve Bruce. Alan Shearer had done it many years ago, scoring in 7 Premier League games on the bounce, consecutive games. Alexander Isak's just done 8. Incredible run. Newcastle United have just got 9 wins on the bounce. This wasn't anything like a lot of the games that they've played so far, but it doesn't really matter how you get there. You've just got to keep getting over the line. We've got another big game on Saturday. I think that'll be a tough encounter. They've got a big injury list, missing a lot of really good players. But they're well organised, they're a good side, and I think that'll be a tough game. It was nice that he was able to bring a few players off towards the end and give, just a 15-minute rest of the legs to Isak, to Gordon, to Murphy, who put in another shift again today. I'll think about these standout players. Let's go through the team. Martin Dubravka, what a save that was from Strand Larson. I actually think the centre forward had a good game. Wolves centre forward Kuna came on, made a big difference. Felt a bit sorry for the number 9. Actually, I thought he put in a right good shift. At times gave Botman and Byrne a tough time. Both came through relatively unscathed, so 2 centre halves. I'd say Byrne was the better performer of the 2, but that's probably not saying anything more. That the big fella's been outstanding this season. Lewis Hall, some really nice touches with the ball, probably not as effective as he'd want to be. Tino Livramento, not his best game. Sandro Tonali for me was the pick of the midfielders. Joe Linton off day, but I think I've probably said on one of these lives that Joe Linton was due an off day, and he had an off day today, but it was in a 3-0 win at home. And he wasn't needed, so that's all right. I'll take him having an off day when others around him were able to push the team over the line. I thought Bruno had patches where he drifted in and out of the game. When he did, he was effective, not as effective as he usually can be. Tonali was definitely the pick of the midfielders for me. Into the front 3, like I say, a good shift from Jacob Murphy. Anthony Gordon, everything he took, he got a goal again. And it really was not his day. Everything he touched in that first half, he just seemed to give the ball away, run into players. Isak, I said to the lads weirdly before he scored, I went, someone's going to have to blast the ball off him for him to get a goal today. He ended up getting 2 and an assist. It's just clinical. He was very lucky with that first one. It was almost a goal that typified a very scrappy first half. But you'll take it. It doesn't make any difference. And I would say Wolves possibly in patches shaded that second half. but walked away without anything, not even a goal to show for it. But yeah, it wasn't a vintage performance, but at the end of the day, the performances don't make any difference and don't matter. We'll just listen to some people shout. The performances don't really matter, because at the end of the day, the scoreboard says 3-0, and that's all that matters. Right, I'm going to come into the comments and see what you guys are saying. 182 you guys on here. It's good to see you back. I'm pleased to be back. Let's have a big crack about it. Right, where we are. L Stapleton, the first in the comments. Evening all, what a win. Thanks for jumping on. Tinfoil Hat, Reality 1984. Liam, you've been missed. Thank you very much. I've actually really missed doing it. When the final whistle's gone, I've kind of missed that little buzz of like, ooh, I've got to jump on and have a big crack with people, and I've not know what to do with myself after the final whistle, being brutally honest. So it's good to be back on. And it's good to know at least some of you missed us anyway. Old Angry Noob Gamer, how are the lads? Get in. L Stapleton again, please be sure to like, share and subscribe to help the lads with the channel. That's a big point. Thanks so much for everybody who does do that. But do jump in. 39 likes. We'll have a few more than that, can't we? 197 on. It's good to see so many people getting involved in the conversation and joining. Dawn, great to see. Great to see Les, man. Who's Les? Where's Les? Is that L Stapleton? I don't even know. Gary V, evening everyone. ADB, what a bloody team, superb that. Great game. Balloon door for Isak, no bother. Shieldsy 1, is this the home of the Exeter City Soccer Club? Go Ravens. Not this again, not this again. Go Newcastle. Silliness. If you know, you know. Where we at? Tinfoil Hat, Reality 1984. We look like a winning machine at the minute, full of confidence. We must cherish this moment and feeling. I absolutely love watching us play at the moment. I like that positivity. ADB definitely made the goal bigger. Geordie 2 for life. What a run we're on. Apologies. Not our best performance, but it didn't need to be. Up the Geordie Mags, Tonali my man of the match. I can't disagree with you there, to be honest. Paul Davidson, Tonali my man of the match too. He's going to be world class, that lad. Maybe he already is. Geordie 2 for life. We even won the toss. I had my head down. I was actually trying to prepare something, and I heard the cheer, and I was like, what is going on here? Jordan just tapped us on the shoulder and went, he's actually won the toss. He's won the toss again. It is such a moment here at St James's Park. Barry Hogan. Wolves were a decent side as well, which made the win all the more important. Do you know what? They're a side that, in terms of technical ability, you would look at and say that they've got enough in certain departments. Look, the reason why they're at the bottom is because of games like this, where they don't really look capable of scoring too often. And when they get the opportunities, they're not clinical enough to take them. But look, Cunha's a good player. I quite like the big centre forward. I think he's definitely got something about him. Maybe he hasn't got that goal scoring touch and ability, then maybe that's, I know you want that from a centre forward, but his hold up play, he's a handful, he occupies the centre halves. I quite like him. The kid on the wing on the right hand side probably should have done better in certain opportunities, but bags full of pace. The midfielders have all got little bits of technicality about them. Not that they're not really a bad side, and I would be, if their new manager can get something out of them, find that goal scoring touch, you think they might actually have a chance of pulling out of it. They've definitely got enough technical ability in there. Barry Hogan, I've just answered your question. ADB, how are the moon? Wolves are good opposition. Enjoyed that game from start to finish. Paul Chollet, evening Liam, evening mate. The sky's the limit for this team. Barry Hogan, hello. James Rowell, dust off your passports. Too early for me. Geordie 2 for life. Wolves play good football. No doubt about that, but at the back, mistakes will happen. Cheersy 1. I'd be looking to move Willock on. I've not been impressed with him for a long time. Anybody who regularly watches the Geordie Journals, I've, in my assessment of the whole squad, just as Miggy walks off the pitch here, with Lewis May, could it be the end for Miguel Almiron? If anything that you've seen from David Ornstein of the Athletic tonight, then it may well play, who knows. What was I going to say there? Yeah, you're saying about moving Willock on. I've kind of used, in my own head, my calculator, looking at players who could make a bit of money, who is saleable, who can you let go and potentially replace, but make enough money to get to make some considerable PSL headroom. And the ones I'd look at were Joe Willock and Harvey Barnes. But they're probably the two that I would look at. I'm not saying they are the players who I would most think are most expendable in the squad. It's just looking at the balance of things and thinking, can you make money off somebody, or can you get not necessarily make money? Christ, they paid 38 million for Harvey Barnes. Not going to make money on him, but can you bring some kind of fee through the door just to wiggle a little bit room? Those would be the two that I'd look at. Let us know your thoughts. James Rowell, can we pay some more up? It's just been taken down. I'll not comment on that one. ADB. I was glad for Anthony Gordon. He probed and grafted, and when it wouldn't fall from a few times, then he got his reward. That's you know what. There is a lot of credit to be said about that. The fact the lad, literally everything he touched was a disaster in that first half, but he kept plugging away. And he got his goal, and he's on a good scoring streak. I'll take that every day. These lads didn't play well today, and it's one of those that you just push under the carpet, keep moving forward, because they went 1-3-0 on the rise, on the up. Can't complain at all. Barry Hogan, I thought their disallowed goal was harsh. It would have been good if that was us. I've only seen it from a certain, the angle I get of things where I sit is very poor, but it looked like I seen two angles very quickly, and it did look like it hit his arm. If it hit his arm and then he scored, that's the rules. But I'm interested to know your thoughts. Let us know. James Rowell, 1 win behind third place and 2 wins behind second place. ADB. No, where we at? Geordie 2 for live. You're all replying to each other. I'm not going to read your replies out, but it's good to see you interacting in the comments, because that's what it's all about. I interact with you guys, interact amongst each other. It's great to see, really good. It's this kind of community that we're built here at the Geordie Journals. Barry Hogan, Miggy, Kelly, Target, anyone else we can get money for to get another striker. I don't believe Wilson will get back to fitness, and we could do with someone more experienced than Sula. That's a fair point. ADB, another game full of man of the match performances. Been played like Franz Beckenbauer. I think that's a push, in my opinion. That's a push. Barry Hogan. Thought they deserved a goal. Nothing to do. Predicted 3-1 on the fans forum. James Rowell, that crazy powerful runner from Tonali 96 minutes. That was a thing, wasn't it? Bruno totally let him down with a ridiculously blocked shot, but Tonali bursting on that right hand side. That was a proper thing. His speed and his tenacity, fit as a fiddle. That man. It's great to see. Paul Ferguson, are we back yet? I think we're already back. I think we took a little. It might have been a minor look behind today, but that's fine. You're allowed that in a good run. We're definitely back. World of Warcraft noob, seeing us 4th in the table fills my black and white heart with sparkly joy. So proud of the lads again. Good to see smiles on faces, people happy and enjoying it. 380 of you guys on here. We've done 12 minutes in. It's good to see so many people on the channel. Amazing stuff. 70 likes. Go ahead, just give it a like. Help share the word. Spread the Geordie Journal word. Gary V, shame it didn't end with a goal. Barry Hogan. Ando said in the commentary, Tonali's the only person who runs more than Miggy. Difference being Tonali actually does something with the ball. James Rowell, the "Are we back yet?" meme must live on. I want to see us in the Champions League next season and see fans with a 30-foot banner saying, "Are we back yet?" I want to see him in the Champions League too. Anthony 88, Alexander the Great. Yeah, let's talk about Alexander Isak. I didn't think it was his best performance today, but the lad's allowed an off day or two, and I'll take any off day that he has and scores twice with 1 assist. His run that he's on is incredible. It was one of those days where things just wouldn't quite drop for him, wouldn't quite fall for him. His touch wasn't quite there. He wasn't his usual self, and he's just blasted one in off the defender. And then from there, he's went and scored another and put another one on a play for Anthony Gordon. So outstanding. KTB Liam still in the ball. I must be just catching up now with all the comments that you guys were having before I came on. I like to, it's only fair that there's a sense of anticipation. We haven't had it live for a few days. We haven't had one for about 10 days, I think, actually. So it's nice. It's a little, little taste of wait. You've got to wait. You've got to be patient. You've got to be patient for the main event. And the 88, Tonali's been hanging around with Lance Armstrong. Well, I really hope not. No blood transfusions here, hopefully. The engine on him is unreal. Barry Hogan, if someone had said we would be 3 points above Man City, incredible. Paul Featherstone. Nice Sula got some minutes. I think he earned it after the weekend. I agree too. Luke McLennan, gear up sandwiches. Barry Hogan, Liam, great to have you back, young man. Thanks, mate. Good to see you back on the channel. Craig, 3 points is all that matters. Exactly. A few off tonight, but it didn't matter in the end. Need to play better on Saturday. I think they do. But I think they'll know that. It's not, it's not rocket science to know that. I think they'll know they need to be better. I hate that. I hate the half 12s on a Saturday. I think they're awful. I think there's a subdued nature about this place sometimes on the Saturday earlies. If it isn't a big game, I just think the players need to be at it and bring the crowd back into it, and then we'll be all right. James Bright, not sure I like it. I like it. It looked like we just won because we won, possibly. And like I said earlier in the start of this one, Newcastle United over the years, we've all been there. They've gone to places elsewhere, decent sides in the Premier League, and they've done all right. And on a different day, you'd look at the scoreline and go, probably wasn't a 3-0, but they walk away with nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it. And the other team didn't have to play well to beat Newcastle United. Well, the boot is on the other foot now, and it's really good to see. Jules, good evening all. What a result. Let's keep our comments respectful and have some good banter. As always, let's keep it going. Where we are, Davey Eddie. We had another gear Tonali though, and that quick release is brilliant. Yeah, he does. He dictates the pace, dictates the tempo in the midfield. And he's unlocked those around him. He's making everybody else around him a better player, which is what top players do, and he's really purring at the minute. George Cronin played well, but some of the defensive work was a bit shaky, but the momentum drives on. Balkan Mag up the Mags. Jules saying hello. Firestarter, why not Sanusi instead of Miggy? Barry Hogan, Liam, would you sell Kelly if the money was decent? Garius, winner. Pedro for dinner. Paul Featherson, how many can Isak score this season? Could he get 25, maybe 30? I think he'll definitely get 25. I mean, really, let's not sit here with a proper negative hat on, but yeah, I'm not going to go there. But if he stays fit, yes, he's going to score an absolute hatful this season, and I'm all for it. I'm interested to know your thoughts. Jump in the comments. I was told the lads, sod it, I'll go there. I think the way that Tonali's playing at the moment, he's almost irreplaceable in this team because of what he does for Bruno and how he unlocks him and makes players around him better and dictates the tempo and basically leads that Newcastle United midfield. I think he's irreplaceable. I also think that Alexander Isak is irreplaceable. There is nobody close, because if you then try to replace him, you have to move Anthony Gordon from where he wants to be, and you have to rejig the whole team. That is my only fear for the rest of the season. Isn't how good this team can be, because we know they can be. It's just whether they've had a great run with injuries. Is that down to the management of injuries potentially? They made a big thing about it in the summer, of course, with James Bunce coming in and others as well in and around as part of his team, and it's largely, touch wood, worked so far. Their injury management, injuries almost defined the season last season, and injury management has largely, touch wood, defined the season so far this season. So I think the sky's the limit if they can just keep the players rolling on, because they haven't had a lot of injuries, and fingers crossed they don't have a lot more. Bill Railton, don't think Eddie will be happy with opportunities, chances we give away. Probably not. Tonight a better side would have punished us. I also agree, but they've had an off day. They didn't, and the job done. 3-0, fourth place. On we go. How are the lads? Toon Army Netherlands. Isak is probably the best player in the world I've ever seen. Fact. I don't disagree with you. Marco 4863. Bruno Tonali, brilliant, but I'm worried. Sat back because our defence needs to book their ideas up. Bournemouth are dangerous up front, and Tino only has 70 minutes in him and running up and down the wing. Yeah, I think Livramento had a poor day today. I think he needs to switch on sometimes. Where we are, Barry Hogan, the scary thing, Isak misses almost as many as he scores. Tell Ross, another great win. Wolves had chances, didn't execute. On to Bournemouth, Tonali is the man, just class. Shares, I wouldn't be too concerned tonight's sloppiness or defensive errors. Those are very rare these days. Agidi is third by Monday, guys. Well, let's certainly hope so. John Quinn won 3-0 without being brilliant. Things are looking really good now. Alistair Bradley, we save our vintage performances for the big teams. That was a good win against a lowly team, something we weren't doing earlier this season. There's a lot to be said about that. I genuinely think there's a lot to be said about that, because we've all been critical of them when they haven't put teams away. We've been here, West Ham, Brighton's, where you look at it and you go, come on, why haven't they put that team away? Gordon's penalty miss and Everton, points dropped, why can't they put these teams away? They're doing that now. They're doing it at a canter. They didn't play well at all today, and they won 3-0. You can't complain too much. Marky NUFC, belter result. How are the lads? Jules, 5 points on my Super 6. Ali B1, scrappy game but job done. Tonali, magic. Lots of tired legs. Yeah, that's a fair point. Mandy Pyle. So it was a big fly. Just it's a bit cool for you out here, mate. Anyway, Mandy had a great result. One of the best teams in form now. Top 4. Peter Waff, how just said on TNT, he's not looking for players this January, but instead trying to keep his players. Thoughts? Yeah, I think that's kind of the word that we're all hearing, is that that they're not really going to do anything incoming. I think they've got to take the opportunity with some of them, and I think if they want to make sure that they've got wiggle room in the summer, which I think they will have, but it also helps if you can get rid of Newcastle. Seem very bad sellers. They have been very bad sellers for quite some time. They need to improve in that regard, because you can't just keep hanging on to players constantly. Brian Helens, Eddie Howe on TNT Sports, doesn't want any players to leave. Is that what he said? Interesting. Natalie Wilkinson, Tonali, wow, everything makes sense with him in. Natalie Wilkinson buzzing for a clean sheet. Agadia, some delightful passing triangles, 1-2s, and runs. So close to being crazy. Fluidity throughout the whole team. Natalie Wilkinson, Isak, I'm running out of words for him. I think a lot of people are. Stephen Kennedy, against any other side, that would have been 3-3. You need to move the ball quicker, not play blind passes, giving the ball away in dangerous areas. It was not vintage from Newcastle United today, but they got the job done, and that's all that matters. William Watson, we're going to win the league. You heard it here first. It's not going to happen this season, but next, you never know. Barry Hogan, Liam, do you think after Eddie's press conference he doesn't want any ins or outs in January? I've not seen Eddie's press conference, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to comment on what he said and what he hasn't said, but if judging by the comments on what he has said, I'm going to take his word for it. Stephen Kennedy, we are grinding on with Sandro pulling the strings, moving up my knee. He's been class, hasn't he? And H, if Wolves brought their A game, then we would have raised ours accordingly, stopped being so miserable. I'm miserable? Us? People in general? I'm never miserable. James Brighton, in fairness, winning the toss only counts in... You nearly got us. You nearly got us. Dutch Toon was massively improved since the new manager came in. They had way too many chances. Derek Sharp, Wolves are in a false position. They're going to give someone a beating. Sorry, apologies if I can't get that right. If it was 3-2, we couldn't complain really. Then they bypassed our press. Well, I thought they weren't a bad side today, genuinely. Jules, I'll say it again, in my opinion, January window was never going to be busy. Agreed. Too many hung up on doing a lot of business. Far from it, opportunistic at best. I think it's always been the case that they weren't going to do business. Shares, this squad has gears. Why are we stressing about the mistakes? We won 3-0. Let's not forget we're comparing this game against the bar that the lads have set for themselves as their norm. Marco 4863, Tonali's class. Bruno pass with Isak over as it was. It's that sort of sees the passing angles that maybe others can't. More basic players wouldn't see. I loved it, but anybody who watches this regular knows what I think about the main man. Johnny Ola, this was the start of a run of very winnable games, hopefully. Jan Mina, Hala Madrid. Gary V. Definitely playing within ourselves and able to inject adrenaline when needed. Ali B1, Eddie has got Murph playing incredible. He has. It's taken 3 years, but he's improved his consistency. Is this possibly the most consistent run of games that Jacob Murphy's ever had at Newcastle United? We've seen him even, last season before, he's come in and done a job for 4 or 5 games, then looked out of place and struggled. Been a bit more than that this time, hasn't it? It's gelled quite well. Probably 10 or so games, and he's been excellent in most of them. He's had his moments, don't get us wrong, but he's been excellent in most of them. Derek Sharp, I think Willock is not the player he was since his injury. It's just not looking right, is he? The Bangers tuned for 3rd or 4th this season. If we can keep people fit, I agree. Fishing rods, saleable, Liam. But I'm saleable? You wouldn't get much money from me. Shez, exactly how much more can we ask? Graham Towler, yes. Willock, Barnes, most potential to bring in some cash. Mark Hunter, Mark from Houston, absolutely buzzing. But can we get a right wing in support of Murphy? I'd love to see it, but it's just not going to happen this window, is it? Agadius, sellable assets would be the term. Oh God, get in the bin, man. Bugger off. Picking us up on the slightest word. I'm doing a live, man. 25 minutes in. I'll chat away with you all night. Didn't be picking us up on me, grandma, man. Ali B1, definitely missed you, Loom. Cheers, mate. Marco 4863, Murphy's playing like a £40 million ringer right now. The Bangers, Willock is a quality squad player, but not a starter now. Miley's arguably more useful. Miley's a better player, full stop. I don't think there's an argument. Johnny Ola Gordon doesn't hide. Absolutely love his attitude. That's fair, because even when things weren't going well, he continued to try and make things happen. Joel Thompson, I didn't think we played poorly. Fair shout, mate. It's all about opinions. Alex Hall, Dub's save was class, it really was. Tonali, who is class, and Bruno in the 8 is delightful. Fishing Rods, have you mentioned Tonali's unbelievable engine? Definitely. Stephen Kennedy of Villa want 100 million for that nutter of a centre forward. What the hell is Isak worth? 250 and the rest. Kai, come on lads. Peter Griffin, defence was wide open. Wolves are definitely good for a couple of goals, but we won. That's all that matters. The banger Tonali as much as Isak in the key to turning this season around. Absolutely. Paul Featherson. Eddie said we are not looking for anyone in any position this window. Andy Ford. Isak continues like this. Elon Musk couldn't afford him, never mind the Gooners. Chris Phillips, Tonali boss. Sammy B. Freaking me out seeing the lasers to the right of the east stand from the Milburn. Maybe a little loop. It must just be the angles that you're all seeing it from. Right, Peter Griffin, that assist from Bruno for Isak's second was world class. Marco 4863. The evidence points at Tonali playing as Bruno's engine is a big reason for our brilliant form and Isak's goals. Obviously, Rich Joblin, evening Liam, evening mate. Hope all's well. We'll reply to your email soon. Sorry, no problem at all. I'm honestly, Rich, I'm one of the worst people you'll ever find it. Timely responses to emails, so do not worry at all. I appreciate any support that anybody can give. Dean say Kimo, love it. Fishing Rods, Wolves not bothered marking the best striker in the world. Was interesting, it was for that second. Mandy Pyle, Sandro was my man of the match, just great. World class. Carl Hope, we need a really good right winger. Rich Joblin, did Botman have a touch more pace before his injuries? Devil's advocate, I'm not sure. He's never had pace. The lad's never had pace. So he's always going to get caught up from time to time. Jules, 12:30 kick-off weekend, killer for me. Agreed. Barry Hogan, Liam, is your opinion? Is Dubravka staying? Yes. Marco 4863, Liverpool or Man City would have hit us tonight. So wake up defence. I think if Liverpool or Man City are playing Newcastle tonight, that isn't what you see from Newcastle. So it's hard. It's hard. It's apples and pears. And the Bangers Dubs is quietly becoming elite. Dean say history tonight and history on Saturday. I'm still in love with Tonali. If I had a wife Tonali could have her. Graham Taylor, defensively after the game was one we're a bit lax, but probably understandable. I think that was the whole feeling around it really. Fishing Rods, Miley seems to have jumped above Longstaff and Peckham. I agree. Shares Mario, Man City can't compete with us right now. We're the most informed team. I'd back us against anyone. Jays, missing your aftermatch live for the last couple of games. Cheers. Appreciate it. I appreciate any support, and it's good to be back on with everybody here. Kyle Thompson, Wolves had chances, but without Saw, it could have been a few more goals. Michael Edward, Premier League, most goals for a Swedish player. That's good to hear. Barry Hogan, this show is mint, essential part of supporting the tune. That's nice to hear. That's one of the nicest comments I've ever had. Much appreciated for everybody who watches, and thanks so much for that lovely comment, Barry Hogan. Mark 4863, Miley is 1,000,000% better than Longstaff. Kyle Thompson, Dubs had a class game as well. I think he did too. Graham Towler, how far away is Wilson? If Isak gets injured, God forbid. I wouldn't be relying on him. We can't do that. I think we know that by now. Peter Witchell, can Shea get back into this back four? I think he can, and I think it'll be needed. Graham TC Travels, Isak, why not stay long enough to be our all-time top scorer? I don't think that'll happen. Toonboy 17, Toon. ADB, is Dubravka related to Gordon Banks? Dale the Dolphin, if Wolves scored, we would have scored more. Fair point. The Bangers, Longstaff's okay, but I think he deserves a career where he can play more time and move on. Lots of good memories of him though. However, I'm not sure he'll attract a buyer. BMX Bros, Newcastle fan from Australia, good to see you on the channel. Very impressed by the team so far in the season. How are the lads? Chris, is it to let to play football, soccer as a teenager? Not sure what that means. Not sure. Dean say, Liam, you're rocking the East 17 look. The naked eye in blue. Stay now. Peter Griffin, we didn't win at Everton because we didn't have Isak or Wilson available. Gary V, I don't know what that means. Graham TC Travels need 9 points in the next 3. Could be second with a bit of luck. Senshi, Bat, Red Devils close on drop zone on top of the table. I'm loving it. Kyle Thompson doing well to read these comments. They're flying in. Shame you missed mine. Oh, sorry, Kyle. Drop it back in. I'll try and get it. I've done half an hour. I can't believe it. It's just because I've been away so long. And then Toon Boy 17, I was at St James's Park for the Southampton match, and so is my mum from America, but my mum is from Newcastle. Good to hear. Love the stories like that. Absolutely love it. Agadius, I felt to me like we were sitting in third or fourth gear for the entire game. Liverpool James, how was it? It was all right. Ro, would you rather watch a tree grow or what? Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? Oh, you've done it. That's just crap. Like, the comments just rubbish. It's just rubbish. 2x17. I was at the Arsenal match at St James's Park. Octagram. Oh my God, the most English dude I have ever seen. Was that me? Sorry. Newcastle United fan 3-0 easy. Call Hope. We can't just keep hold of Miggy and Longstaff. Ian McCubbin, if we sell, need to replace with better quality, not the same, not for the future. David Evans, Toon Army, Marco 4863. I would love Cunha at Newcastle. He's a baller, that one. He definitely is. Robert Stable. I don't think we really need to get out of first gear. That's fair. Jules Liam's not miserable. Look at that cheeky grin. I'm definitely not miserable. You'll never get miserable. Barry Hogan, even when we get hammered, Liam is positive, bless him. Not always, but I do. Look, we'll come on here, we'll chew the fat, we'll get out what's on my chest or in my head, and we'll get on with it. John the Magnificent 11 right again. Cynical Jim, a journal that hasn't seen the press conference. You had one job, lol. I mean, Cynical Jim, not to be too cynical here, but you're telling us what my job is? In the bin, mate. The bangers. I like seeing the club making punts on young prospects. 10 million banked on Kelly, Miggy, Longstaff, opens up 50 in staggered payments over 5 years. The Vampire Octopus, Murphy's been fantastic recently. Toon Boy 17, the last time I was at St James's Park was against Arsenal in November. My mum came over from America. Good to hear these stories. I love it. Paul and Murphy starting to look comfortable. David Evans, are you planning to build an igloo with that jacket? Think you're starting a Macam atmosphere with an empty stadium? Possibly. Daniel Finley, first player to score in 8 matches in a row. Isak, he is top class. Right, these comments, man. How many comments are we going at today? There's so many. Apologies if I do ever miss any comments. It's not intentional. I'll just try to skip there and see how many we've got. So apologies if I do skip your comments. I'm trying to get back. Adam Hopkins, Toon win while in second gear. Didn't expect too much energy. We're just too good for Wolves. The run could just keep on going with our fixture. It's fair to say. Paul Flanagan for photography. Show what our club has been like for almost 20 years. And the start on TV was that it was the first time we've done the double over Wolves since 1905. Probably haven't played them every year or all that much, so that's possibly part of it too. But yeah, I think that's a fair comment. Paul N. Miley looked cool when he came on. Pleased he got the minutes. Shares, let's keep politics away from this chat. The only flag we care about here has 2 seahorses. I'm not seeing a lot of the political stuff, but you know what it is. It's always hijacked by somebody. David Evans. That's just been deleted as I was about to read it. I don't know what you said. Ben Morsey. Does Dubravka stay in when Pope returns? Seem to settle the back 4. Why change the game program? I keep him in, Ben. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Anthony Stafford, something special has happened. I certainly hope so. The bangers, Dubs is earning his place. Where are we at? Ian McCubbin. Dubs staying in his starting position. Toon Boy 17. When me and my mum were in Newcastle, my mum walked right past Sandro Tonali and didn't realise it was him. Mohammed Amzar, hi from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Nick Paul, Wolves need to step up. Players like Isak will always finish. Was Mohammed Amzar again. I'm a Manchester United fan. Good to see you in the chat. Thanks, mate. Denny Mag, love the Geordie Journals. Good to see you back again, mate. I'll always be back. Tinsy, we're cooking on gas and orgasmic performance. Stephen Kennedy, Liam, your Colombian package will be ready for pick up from Scotch Corner services tomorrow from 4 p.m. on 4:30 p.m. onwards. Look out for the Pacific Blue Toyota flash headlights 3 times for exchange. It's just going silly. It's getting to that point in the night, isn't it? Steve Kennedy, only kidding, I can't remember what about. David Rickwood, Dubravka becoming a cult hero. Jinky, never sing again, Liam. I'll try not to. Tony, scrappy game. Was it me or was it the pitch? Or was the pitch too wet? Players slipping over? They were over on the backsides loads. Where we at? It's another one. No one can pronounce my name. I know. I'm sorry. I probably could. Finding it might be a problem though. Stephen Kennedy, just think where we would be with those 7 points we threw earlier. Look, it's if, spots and maybes. Newcastle probably won games like today where you're like, could have went either way, so you never know. Council State Kids, scrappy game, but good teams win them. Exactly. Jake as a... Hey man, I'm new. I'm spreading news that call on one. He's signed for Juventus. Fair play, mate. Wings Aviation, did they win? Newcastle United did win. They won 3-0. Graham Tasey travels. Low Kelly still here in February, probably. Marco 4863. Don't know what YT policy to them. Don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. What that means. There we are. Chad Williams, Almiron off to Atlanta for 11 million. Crazy fave true. It really would be a crazy fave true. And I think the time is now. But whether it actually happens, I've still got grave doubts about. Cynical Jim, it was a joke, not telling you. Cynical Jim, it was a joke, mate. Not telling you how to do your job at all, mate. I don't take things seriously, so no panic at all from me. Jules, rude offensive comments will not be tolerated. Fisherman was lame. Have you heard fresh reports that Miggy to Atlanta is close? Like I just said, until it is signed, I will not definitely believe that any player leaves Newcastle United. Dean, see some whoppers in the chat. Helmets. Craig, love these shows. Looking forward to the lads joining you for the next one. And that is it. You know what? I'm going to call it 36 minutes. So many people watching tonight. So much support. Maybe I should do this less often and you'll all come back in your droves. Probably winning helps, I would say as well. Right, as was said, Jordan Cronin and Dominic Sker will be joining us for a deeper analysis video, which we'll be recording very soon after the close of this video and the press conference and all the bits and bobs downstairs. It's bloody freezing here at St James's Park after what's been quite a warm day, but 3 more points sees Newcastle United 4th in the table and the Magpies keep flying on. It wasn't vintage, but we'll take it. I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers everybody for getting involved in the chat. It's been a pleasure. Good night.